Hey there, I'm Karen Marie, and this is Psyched-Up Sundays for February 19th, 2023. Thank you so much for tuning in and spending your valuable time here with me. For those of you who don't know me, I've been a professional psychic in Austin, Texas since 1988. That's 35 years. I'm a channel, I'm an empath, I'm a medium, and I utilize both astrology and tarot in my private sessions. If you want to know more about me and my work, check out my website. The link is below. Because I also facilitate past life regressions, rebirthing sessions, psychic development instruction, house clearings, and music house concerts. I will be posting a separate video for each sign as well. Well, I'll be drawing 3 tarot cards, a recent past, a right now, and a tarot card for the week ahead. Make sure you check out your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. Or if you have a stellium, which means 3 or more planets in a sign, make sure you check those out as well. I'll be posting the links below once I get those uploaded. All right, let's dive on in. So the moon is in Aquarius in the last degrees. It will be connecting with the sun, which just moved into Pisces yesterday. We'll have a new moon. It'll happen just after midnight tonight at 1:05 a.m. Austin, Texas time. Now let me stop just a minute and talk about timing. For one of the things, I'll always give the Austin, Texas time, which is Central Time Zone in the United States. But we can feel transits ahead of time and we can feel them afterwards. So just because I'm saying a certain transit is happening on a certain day at a certain time, just know you can feel the influences before they hit and you can feel them afterwards as well as during. I always invite people who want to start learning about transits to begin to pay attention to how you feel as the sun transits a sign and how you feel as the moon. The moon moves through a sign every couple days, whereas the sun takes 30 days to move through a sign. So let's talk about the Pisces themes that both the sun and the moon will be in starting just after midnight. So Pisces is a water sign. So anytime planets are moving through the water signs, we can feel extra emotionally sensitive. Also extra psychically sensitive. So that's one of the benefits. Pisces is a mutable sign, which means it's changeable, it's flexible, it can switch and shift. Pisces is 2 fish. One fish is swimming with the divine. It's psychic, it's spiritual, it's getting downloads, it's creating music and art and just beauty and has the great wisdom and compassion of the divine. The other fish is swimming along in illusion and delusion and addiction and fuzzy thinking and checking out and just dissolving and like wanting to escape. So we can feel this duality within. If you've got important planets in Pisces, you know all about this. But for the rest of us, we get to experience what it's like to be a Pisces as we have planets transiting Pisces. So when you're doing spiritual practices that raise your life condition or raise your vibration, chanting, praying, meditating, doing breath work, whatever you do that gets you out of your ego and your own mind and emotional body and tapped in to your higher self. And I believe everyone is psychic. We all have intuition, and the voice of our intuition is the voice of our higher self. I'm a Buddhist, so I call that my Buddha nature. If you're a Christian, you can call that your Christ self, your divine self, your higher self, whatever you want to call it. We are all wired with the voice of the divine within us, i.e. our intuition. And it shows up differently for everybody. So some people are visual and some people are sensing. And like all the 5 senses you can think of, psychic abilities can be enhanced and heightened in that way. So as an empath, I feel other people's feelings. So, and I didn't know I was an empath. People ask me, did you know you were psychic? I'm like, no, I didn't. I assumed that everybody walked into a room and could feel what everybody else was feeling. I didn't know that wasn't a thing. So some people are visual. They can see spirit guides. They can see auras around people. That's not one of my abilities. Some people are telepathic. They can actually feel what other people are thinking, like know what their thoughts are. Thankfully, I don't have that ability. And I've had clients that come in with those abilities and it's like, how do I turn this off? And it's really difficult to turn off the intuition once it's turned up really loud. And for everyone, if you're not in touch with your intuition, you can get in touch with it and you can develop it. Because when you listen to and follow your intuitive voice, you're going to be on the best path for your life. Because that intuition, like I said, is the voice of the divine within you. And it is the piece of our soul that continues on after we put our body down that the intuition is connected to as well. We also have within our system the stored records of all the lifetimes we lived. And yes, I believe in past lives. I've seen many, many, many for myself and for clients, thousands of clients that I have facilitated past life regressions for or done past life readings for. We all keep cycling around, growing and evolving, hopefully. And if we don't, we stay, just think about the seasons, right? We go from winter to spring to summer to fall. Our human being souls transit and grow and evolve. So I feel like the purpose for life here is to grow and evolve. And when we're doing our karmic work, we're changing our karma. And karma is the accumulation of all the causes we've set across all our lifetimes. So just like a bank account could be in the red or the black, we don't really know, unless you can see past lives, what kind of causes we've set in the past. We can look to our lives right now to know that what we're experiencing in our life is a reflection of our karma, the causes we have set. We're getting the effects back, right? What you sow, so shall you reap. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. These are laws of physics, parables out of the Bible. There is an energy of karma that what you put out comes back to you. Sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly, but we're always receiving effects of our karma. So we don't have any way to change what's gone down before in this lifetime or in past lives, but we can get conscious and present right now and change our experience in this lifetime and create a better one moving forward based on the causes that we set. So Pisces is the great time to be setting these higher causes and to be thinking about where is our life? Because Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, so it's wrapping up the lessons we've been learning over this past year as the sun has transited through each of the 12 signs. So Pisces is the wrap-up sign. It also represents past lives. It's about bringing things to completion and endings. And then, of course, with every ending, there's new beginnings. It's spiritual growth and development. That's what Pisces is. It's confronting your addictions and working to overcome them. We can all be more empathic because Pisces is a water sign. So you may feel things that you don't usually feel as the sun's transiting through Pisces. This new moon, when the sun and moon are together, is a new beginning. This new beginning is particularly powerful because we have two planets that are also at the anaretic degree during the new moon. An anaretic degree is the 29-degree point. It's the testing degree. It's the wrap-up. It's the final exam. We have Pluto sitting at 29 degrees of Capricorn. Pluto is about death and transformation, power and control issues. In Capricorn, it's the earth, right? It's the solid, what we've always known. It's the good old boys network. It's top-down power over. Pluto is like a wrecking ball. It transforms wherever it is in the skies, and it is transforming this old school paradigm of the top-down power over. So Pluto moves into Aquarius for the first time in, it takes 250 years or so to go around the entire zodiac. So those of us alive on this planet have never experienced Pluto in Aquarius. So we don't really know what that is, what we are going to expect with that. Pluto's been in Capricorn since 2008 and been shaking up things and tearing down power structures ever since, changing things up. Look at the government rules all across the world, and there's there's people protesting in all kinds of different nations, protesting against the powers that be. This is Pluto at 29 degrees. So Pluto moving into Aquarius. Aquarius is humanity, everybody vibing together. It's the new, it's innovative, it's something different, it's unique, it's the maverick. So whatever it's going to be is going to be different than what we've been experiencing for most of our lifetimes. So it's going to be very interesting just to watch. And Pluto will dip its little toe into Aquarius in March for a few months, then it rocks back into Capricorn again. It'll rock back and forth until November of 2024, when Pluto goes into Aquarius to stay for the next 20 years. So this last year and a half of Pluto going back and forth in this anaretic degree, we're going to be tested, and old power paradigms are being transformed. So this new beginning with Pluto at 29 degrees can be a new beginning where you're standing up for yourself. You're transforming something in your life. You're taking power back in some way in your life. This is ways that it can show up. The other planet we have at 29 degree point is Venus. Venus right now is at 29 degrees of Pisces, which is the very last degree of the entire zodiac. Now, Venus takes about 2 years to go around the zodiac, so she's wrapping up a 2-year cycle. Venus represents love and relationships, how we receive energy. It's also our money and finances, how we value ourselves. So just think back over the last 2 years, and how have you been valuing yourself? And have you been choosing relationships with people who also show you that they value you? How are your relationships? Venus at 29 degrees and Pluto at 29 degrees can be an ending of relationships and new beginnings in relationships, because Venus will move into Aries at 1:55 a.m. Within an hour of this new moon, Venus moves into Aries, starting a brand new 2-year cycle, moving through the zodiac. So it's an exciting time of new beginnings in relationships, Venus, or valuing ourselves, or love and money, both of those. It's Venus is also the arts, so it can be new creative projects that get started with Venus moving into Aries. So it's just a powerful, powerful new beginning, new moon, more powerful than usual because of these other 2 planets at the anaretic degree during the new moon. So it's very exciting and transformative the way I see it. I'm really excited about the new relationship aspect. All right. Also on Monday, we have Mercury in a sextile with Chiron in Aries. Mercury is the messenger. It rules our thinking and our communications, our conversations with others. Chiron is the wounded healer. Chiron in our birth chart shows up as a place where we've been wounded over past lives. It shows up usually early in this lifetime as an area where we feel wounded. The glyph looks like a key, however, and the goal is to heal this area of our lives. When we heal the area where Chiron is in our birth chart, it becomes a place of great strength. That's the key. The transiting Chiron is helping us heal that area of our life right now. It's transiting through Aries. Aries is about the self, how we feel about ourself. It's in the mid-decan of Aries, which is about our relationships with other people and how we feel about ourselves based on how other people interact with us or what other people think. The healthier our self-esteem is, the more we love and value ourselves, the less it matters what other people think or feel about us. This is what I'm really seeing is happening with Chiron at this mid-decan of Aries. So this sextile between Mercury and Chiron tomorrow on Monday could bring us ideas, realizations around this aspect. We could have healing conversations with others where we just feel like, oh, something's shifting here. I've just had a wonderful conversation with someone. I felt validated. Or someone could have just told me off or told me everything they don't like about me, and it didn't matter. All kinds of conclusions can be drawn, but it's a beautiful aspect as I see, especially in the wake of the new moon, that we have this beautiful sextile. Sextile is a positive connection between Mercury and Chiron. Then moving into Tuesday, Mercury in Aquarius will have a square with Uranus in Taurus. This happens at 4:22 p.m. Austin, Texas time. Again, Mercury is the messenger. And Uranus is the upper octave of Mercury. So Uranus is the great awakener. It throws curveballs. It's sudden, unexpected. So we could have sudden, unexpected news. The square can bring out a contentious relationship. So it could bring a conversation that what we weren't expecting, thoughts that can be kind of gnarly, messages that we're not comfortable with initially. The good news with Uranus is even though it could throw curveballs and bring something unexpected that can be disconcerting with a square, if it's trying to illuminate and show us something that we need to see. And if it knocks something down or takes something away or destroys it, it will replace it with something even better. So just know that if you go through a gnarly conversation or get some thoughts or information that just doesn't sit well on Tuesday, breathe deeply and seek your higher guidance out about what to do about the situation. At 11:13 p.m. Tuesday the 21st, the moon will move into Aries for a couple days. Now, I have continuously seen when the moon is moving through Aries that people are extra pissy. Aries is ruled by Mars, the god of war. Particularly people with unresolved anger issues really seem to lose it. I see that the bad behaviors on the road, like I often just try to not be out on the road when the moon is moving through Aries. We can also feel extra passion when the moon is moving through Aries, because that's a positive sign about Aries, but we could be extra impulsive as well. We could have a beautiful childlike spirit, which is Aries, but then we could have this temper, quick to impulsive temper could also be a part of the mix. So just know that the moon will be moving through Aries from 11:13 in the evening on Tuesday until 2:29 a.m. on early Friday morning. That's when the moon moves into Taurus. So just, take this midweek point and, give some extra space around, particularly people that have unresolved anger issues. Keep a wide orb away around these people in midweek as the moon is moving through Aries. It also could be a time for us to find our passions towards things and feel like get the motivation to get moving, because Aries can get her done and it's not afraid to move and be the pioneer and do something that you've never done before. So that's another way to have a positive use of this Aries energy. On Wednesday, the 22nd at 2:13 p.m., Mercury, it's highlighted this week, will be in a trine with Mars. Mars is in Gemini. This happens, they'll both be at 16 degrees and 45 minutes. A trine is a positive connection, so we could get messages, information, great conversations about how to take action. Mars, how to put energy into things. But keep in mind that the moon is in Aries, which is ruled by Mars. So we could also end up having conversations where there's heated passion going on. I feel like it's a great day to get downloads about where to be putting our energies and where it feels good to take action in our lives and to get the inspired action. Like if you've been procrastinating about something, Wednesday could be the day where you just feel extra motivated just to go and get it done. On Thursday at 10:51 a.m., Jupiter in Aries will be in a square with Pallas Athena in Cancer. Now, Pallas is one of the bigger asteroids. She came out of Zeus's head, fully armed and ready for battle. So she represents like the strategizer, the general on the battlefield. So a square between Jupiter makes things bigger. So there can be a contentious square off between you and anybody in your life who is this sort of general person. Like if you have a person that behaves as the general, wants to control everybody else's behavior, this could be intensive on Thursday. Or if you're that person and you're the one that likes to be the general and control everybody else or give everybody else orders, that can be kind of dicey, just saying, on Thursday morning. Friday, like I said, at 2:29 a.m., the moon will move into Taurus. This will help ground us because Taurus is an earth sign. Then we'll have at 12:01 p.m., the sun in Pisces will be in a sextile with the North Node, which is in Taurus. This will happen at 5 degrees and 51 minutes, which means the sun will be in a trine with the South Node, which is at 5 degrees and 51 minutes of Scorpio. Now, the North Node, the transiting North Node, is where we're collectively learning. It's what our souls are wanting to learn right now. As it's been transiting through Taurus since January of last year, one of the messages that we've all been getting is to value ourselves, to treat ourselves with greater value, to be in relationships where we're being valued, to pay more attention to our valuables and our money and finances. These are all Taurus things. The sextile and the trine are positive connections. The South Node is where we're clearing out, releasing karma, letting go of things. So there can be some realizations about lessons that are important to be learning, about valuing ourselves, our valuables, or who in our life values us. We could be letting go of the people, places, and things that no longer serve us. We can let go of karmic patterns with this powerful trine from the sun to the South Node. All right, and then Saturday is pretty neutral. We just have aspects of the moon in Taurus. There will be a conjunction with Uranus, but that's happening at 6:24 a.m. Most of us will still be asleep Saturday morning at that hour because, again, it can be sudden, unexpected shakeups going on. Since it's happening so early, we may have some revelatory dreams that night with the Uranus and the moon connection. The moon represents our intuition and our emotional nature. Then the moon will square Mercury at 6:15 p.m. And then we'll be in a sextile with Neptune at 11:15 p.m. So it's a pretty easy day in terms of the moon is the only planet making aspects that day. So it's a lot more internal on Saturday. So it's an easier day in terms of like the curveballs and such. And then next Sunday at 7:03 a.m. on the 26th, Mercury in Aquarius will be in a sextile with Juno in Aries. And Juno represents commitments in partnerships and what we're committed to. So again, Mercury is getting us ideas, having great conversations. People may make commitments on Sunday to be committed to each other. You could commit to a project, commit to a habit or behavior, or releasing one. Again, we're in Pisces, so you could be really thinking about what you want to let go of. And then at 9:47 a.m. next Sunday on the 26th, the moon moves into Gemini. So these are the transits that, as I see them for the week. All planets are direct right now, so it's a great time to be moving forward, to set your intentions, to be able to follow through with them. We don't have any planets going retrograde until April, but we do have a bunch of shifting planets coming up in March. Saturn will move into Pisces for the first time in about 30 years on March 7th. I already said Pluto will move into Aquarius for the first time on March 23rd. And then Mars, which has been in Gemini for 7 months, will finally move into Cancer on March 25th. So it's a lot of shifting and changes in March. So it's going to be a powerful transformational month. Wherever we are now, we're going to be in a different place by the end of March. That's what I'm predicting. Have a great week. Peace.